Well, I know I told him let's leave it. Look, let's say we really need 5:15. We're on 5:10. Let's stay outside. And that's what I thought. The winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly present the gold standard of Northeast Ohio, the Warren G. Harding Raider Marching Band. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of our school alma mater, the Golden White. Pregame wouldn't be the same without the official song of the state of Ohio. Here's Hang On Sloopy.
Anybody out there? We live and ready to go? Let's check in if we are on air before we start talking. Anybody out there? Okay, checking once more. Can anybody tell me if we're ready to get going here so we're not talking to ourselves? Anybody out there tell us we're live and ready to go? Good evening, Raider Nation. Welcome once again. Week 3 of the 2022 high school football season. And we are at balmy Mullenkopf Stadium. If last week was warm, tonight is absolutely tropical. Tonight, your Warren Harding Raiders play host to the Hudson Explorers. Harding coming in at 1-1. The Explorers coming in at 2-0, and it will be a test for these Raiders tonight, as Hudson is traditionally a very strong team. Hudson being the team that has taken Harding out of the playoffs each of the last couple times that Harding has been able to go deep. I'd like to welcome the Hudson fans tonight. We are simulcasting. Hope you enjoy our broadcast. We'll bring your game to you. Stay tuned with us. Tom Bird here, always, along with Eddie Colbert. Eddie, nice warm evening. We got a tough opponent on the other side of the field. We're about ready to go.
Yeah, like you said, Hudson's come in here a couple years in a row and been able to spoil Harding's playoff dreams of going deeper the last few times. So Harding's obviously got a lot to prove tonight. Coming off a big win last week against Akron Bucknell, some injuries hampered that game. Could have probably been a little more comfortable than the final score indicated. But as you said, they're going to face a tough Hudson team tonight. They're going to come in strong on all three phases of the game, offense, defense, and special teams, and they're going to be disciplined. They're also going to run a fast-paced offense, so it's going to come down to the work that was done prior to the season, prior to two-a-days, getting yourself in shape, getting that cardio ready, because they're going to put you to the test tonight. So we hope to see a good game tonight. Two teams looking to establish themselves early here in the season, so we look forward to a pretty good game tonight between the Harding Raiders and the Hudson Explorers.
Hope you enjoyed the pregame, brought to you by the Warren Harding Raider Marching Band. As always, a stellar performance. The Hudson team has entered their sidelines. We're just awaiting. We see the Raiders making their way down to the field from the locker rooms. We're going to have the national anthem soon, and then we'll have kickoff, and we will be ready to roll. One of the big question marks tonight, Ed, will be the health of Dallas Jet. We know Dallas took that, had that one play last week. The helmet got ripped off his head, took a knee to the head. He is dressed tonight. I'm not certain if he is going to be starting or not.
Yeah, that was a scary moment last night. I mean, injuries are a part of the game, but when you see something like that, when his helmet was off, obviously the players are still, they're in the mode of aggressiveness. And unfortunately, a scary moment. You could see he looked like he took a knee to the head there. Ended up taking him out, but we did see later in the game he was down on the sideline. He did have a smile on his face. He was tossing the ball around with a couple guys down there. But Dallas is a big part of this team, as we talked about in the beginning of the year. He had an outstanding year last year, specifically statistic-wise. This year is going to be a little more different, not having those two studs out at wide receiver, in Tyreek Ivory and Dom Foster. So it's going to be a lot of, relying on some of these younger guys, relying on that running game to open up the passing game, and in all honesty, relying on his legs a lot. We saw where he pressures the corner, and makes those safeties make a decision. That's where it seems that he's his most dangerous, not having to worry about that 40, 50-yard pass, but being able to check it down to one of the athletes and have them make the big play for him.
Raiders making their way onto the field. Fireworks are firing up. We are almost ready for football. We'll have the national anthem, and then we will be kicking off in week 3 of 2022. Stay tuned.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise for the playing of our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. Gentlemen, please remove your hats.
thank you to the Warren Harding Band for the national anthem. We are getting set to go here. Your 1-1 Harding Raiders playing host to the 2-0 Hudson Explorers, the always tough Hudson Explorers. We anticipate a pretty fast-paced football game, so don't blink. You may miss something tonight. So once again, welcome to our Raider fans, and a very special welcome to our Hudson friends who are tuning in tonight, catching the broadcast on their stream. So once again, we hope you do enjoy the game.
Yeah, we talked about before the game, Hudson has really built a great program here going forward, really made a name for themselves. We talked about strong on all three phases of the game, as well as discipline. They're going to come out here, they're going to run this fast-paced offense. The one thing that we want to keep an eye on is the cramps. We did see last week the Raiders fell victim several times to the cramp injury, so hopefully this week we're hydrated up. These guys are going to be moving. Hudson's going to keep them on their toes, keep them hydrated, keep them on the field.
Jake Doherty getting set to put the ball in play for the Warren Harding Raiders. Back deep for Hudson will be number 1, Gio DePompe, and number 8, Ian Ludwig. They are the starting wide receivers. That kick is fielded by Ludwig just inside his own 10-yard line. He's got a lane up the middle, is met outside the 25-yard line, gets it back to about the 28-yard line. Hudson's going to set up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Hudson being led on their field by senior quarterback, number 17, Jagger Pillay.
So Harding came out against Medina in that 3-3 stack defense. Last week against Akron Bucknell, we did see them switch over to a traditional 4-3 defense. We'll see what they feel comfortable with going against this Hudson fast-paced offense to start the game. Looks like they are in that traditional 4-3 with 2 safeties back.
And play with the handoff up the middle to number 8, Ian Ludwig. Ludwig with a gain of about 3 out to the 30-yard line. He's going to bring up 2nd down and 7 for the Explorers.
Looks like Devin Boss coming up quick, getting his name on the.
This time play bootlegs out. Just overthrows number 1, Gio DePompe. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7.
They do run fast, so we got to get our words in quick. We talked about last week the youth that's in the secondary there. Just I think maybe the one senior there, but they're going to try to take advantage of that. They're going to our secondary is going to have to use their athleticism to be able to get in there and break up these passes.
Play back once again, looking down that right sideline. That ball's out of bounds, and Harding's going to force a 3-and-out to start this ball game. So that's good news for the Harding defense.
Yeah, exactly what Coach Arnold and the defense were looking for there. A strong stand. Interesting that the Hudson Explorers came out there, tried to be pass heavy. I look for Harding to try to establish the line of scrimmage with the run to open up the pass.
There's a low line drive kick, and that is fair caught at about the 35-yard line. Number 20, Raylan Weaver fielding that punt. And it does look like number 19, Drew McCowan, is going to be coming out in that quarterback spot to start the game.
And we talked last week, Drew came in, the injury happened, Drew came in, little nerves at first, I think from the whole team. I believe he fumbled the first snap, and then the next drive, I believe our running back fumbled as well. After that, they were really able to settle in, and Drew was able to take over control of this team. He had a vital run for a 1st down late in the game to be able to seal it for the Raiders. So don't look for a lot of nerves to come out of Drew today. He should be feeling a lot comfortable, assuming he's gotten a lot of first-team snaps during the week.
Raiders at their own 35-yard line. There's the handoff to Ryan Powell. Powell pounds up the middle, moves that pile ahead. Gets about 3, maybe 4 yards on that play, out to about the 39-yard line. Brings up a 2nd down and 6. The big junior running back moving the pile early.
Yeah, big body. We talked about him last week, 6'1", 6'2", over 200 pounds. Really has the ability to take those 20, 25 carries a game. That offensive line's able to open up some holes for him. He can get those 3, 4, 5 yards at a time. That's going to make Drew a lot more comfortable back there, having that defense on edge.
McCowan has number 5, Javonte Jones, off to his right. McCowan's going to step back and pass. He's under a lot of pressure, and Drew McCowan is going to be sacked all the way back at his 25-yard line. Heavy rush from that Hudson defensive line.
Yeah, it looked like he had some time back there, couldn't identify a receiver that he was comfortable with throwing with. That is the one drawback from having McCown in there versus Dallas Jett. Dallas Jett has been known to be able to tuck that ball, use his feet to get himself out of some of those positions to get some positive yards. Drew's going to have to find his comfortability back there to be able to move around in the pocket when he feels that pressure coming, either step to the outside or step up in the pocket and be able to fire that ball, whether it be into the hands of the receiver or out of bounds in order to avoid those sacks.
Number 11, Ronan Spahn leading the charge on that last rush. McCowan back again. He's got a man on the sidelines. That was Devin Boss with a nice grab back to make it a 4th down and 7. Gets back a few of those yards, but still a little bit too much. Raiders are forced to punt here. Nice pass and catch from McGowan to Drew Boss on that play.
Yeah, he was able to find the open receiver, a little bit too much air maybe under the pass. Didn't let the receiver be able to catch that with the ability to make some kind of move upfield, but just feeling each other out right now.
Jack Jenkins fielding the punt for Hudson, scoops it up about the 28-yard line. Gets only a couple yards out to about the 32, so good coverage by the Raider punt team. And Hudson will set up for their second offensive series of the night, 1st and 10. They're going to be at their own 32-yard line.
Yeah, we'll see how the Explorers come out here. They were pass heavy on the first series. Harding was able to defend that off with a nice 3-and-out to get the defense off of the field. We'll see if Hudson tries to establish a line of scrimmage with their sizable line, be able to really wear this this defense down to where that fast-paced offense can really kick in.
And play with the give to Ludwig. Ludwig trying to get around that left end. And Ludwig with some running room. There's a flag in the backfield. But Ian Ludwig all the way down inside the Raider 30-yard line. And I think this one's going to come back. That's in the area usually reserved for holding.
Absolutely. And you see, without question, some of the players didn't even move downfield. Holding, big penalty there. It's going to take away a huge gain for them. We talk about drive killers, and penalties, and especially that holding, that 10-yard penalty really puts the offense in a bad position, really shrinks the playbook for the offensive coordinators. Right now, it's just a game of chip it away to try to get yourself into a 3rd and manageable.
Ian Ludwig found a lot of running room around that left end. Unfortunately, that ball had a place called back. That's going to bring up a looks like about 1st and 20 back at the 22-yard line. And there's the give again to Ludwig, trying the right end this time, and he is hit hard out there. Gets a few yards out to about the 28-yard line.
That was Brian Powell there, junior, 6 foot, 185, coming up from that linebacker position, really making up some space quick there. Looked like there was some room to the outside, but Powell using that speed to close in quick to stop him for a minimal gain.
2nd down and 13. And there's the pass to Pompey. Quick screen down to Pompey. DePompey gets some yardage up to about the 38-yard line. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 4, maybe 5 yards. It's called 3rd down and 5. They send the 3 receivers right this time, and Palais rolls out that way, looking at that right side. Finds a man over on that sideline. That's number 7, Nolan Yannick, and that's going to be a 1st down, Hudson.
That quarterback got on the edge there, gave himself some time. Receiver really made a nice catch there. That ball easily could have been knocked down or picked off, but the receiver went up, high pointed the ball, and was able to make the catch for the 1st down.
And there's a handoff to Ludwig once again. Ludwig gets about 6 on that carry, down to the Raider 45-yard line, brings up a 2nd down and 4. And now you see that hurry-up, no-huddle offense start to find a little bit of rhythm. 2 receivers right, 1 left, bad snap. Ludwig scoops it up, and he powers ahead for the 1st down. Gets it down to about the Raider 39-yard line, and it's 1st and 10 Hudson, and the Explorers are on the move.
Yeah, defense has really got to keep on their heels there. You see Coach Arnold trying to get some subs in there. Really got to stay on your heels, get ready for that next play.
Palais rolling out to his right. He's got a man over there, and that ball is intercepted by the Raiders at their own 33-yard line.
Just a matter of time. I thought the quarterback was living dangerous on a few of those other throws. We've got that defense out there. They might be young, but they're athletic and fast. It looks like those lanes are open, but our corners and the safeties are able to quickly make up that space. As you saw in that play there, it looked like maybe a tip ball on the receiver's part. 2 defenders there able to come up with it, put the Raiders in good position, marching back down the field.
Devin Boss on the interception. Big turnover for Harding. Hudson was on the move. The offense was finding some rhythm. Now a turnover, and the Raiders have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like they were there in some type of cover 2 zone. You saw the 2 safeties back. Receiver tried to sit down in the zone, but had two defenders right there in the area. Great play, exactly what this defense wanted to do. Get this high-powered Hudson offense off the field. Sometimes your offense can be your greatest defense. Want to see them control the line, like to see a 7, 8, 9, 10 play drive here. Really take some time off the clock and keep that offense off the field.
And McCowan with the handoff to Jones. Jones is battling hard, gets up about a 5-yard gain for the running back, Javante Jones. Nice first down yardage for the Raiders right there.
You know, a slew of running backs coming out of the stable, the Harding of the Raiders here. Powell, obviously the featured back there, but obviously being able to be spelled by a number of individuals that we saw last week and as we see this week, trying to keep those running backs fresh, keep those legs turning, moving forward for the positive yards.
And this time the give is to Powell. And Powell is met at the line of scrimmage. He might have fallen ahead for 1. It doesn't look like they're going to even give him that. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 4 for the Raiders.
3rd and manageable here. We'll see what type of play that the offense comes up with. This is another one of those situations when you've got an athlete like Dallas Jett in the backfield. You know, it opens up that playbook, especially with those play actions, RPOs, really keeps the defense on their heels. If they decide to drop back, Dallas never afraid to tuck that ball and get the yards, but also able to use his arm to find those open receivers.
Najee Jones down here on the near sideline, 2 receivers on the far left. And Drew McCowan looks for Jones. We'll see what they give him on the progress. And it looks like he's going to be a yard short, bring up a 4th down and 1.
And it looked like that was a poor spot. I don't know that he had the 1st down, but it looked like he was probably a little closer than that. But it looks like Jake staying on the sideline. Coach Arnold looking to go for it here early in the first quarter.
Once McGowan found his footing last week, Najee Jones became his favorite receiver. He went right back to him again this week. And the punt team will come on this time. The Raiders aren't going to take a chance right there. They bring Jake Doherty on for the punt team. And once again, that is number 10, Jack Jenkins, back to return for the Hudson Explorers. And Jake Doherty gets off a nice kick. Jenkins will field this at his 25-yard line, looking right. He is met at about the 35-yard line, maybe up to 36, so around 11-yard return for Jenkins. And the Hudson Explorers will take over once more, 1st and 10. 5:49 to play in the first quarter, no score.
Tom, I'll tell you someone to keep your eye on the right end. Nazir Coleman. Last week he had one heck of a game from the other side. They did switch him down to the right side, going against the left tackle. We'll see how that works out for the Raiders.
There's a handoff to Ludwig. Ludwig again gets around it, and Ludwig with running room again. About 15 yards and a Hudson 1st down.
Nye Coleman unable to come up with the tackle there. He was able to get himself free.
Quick pass right, and that ball is knocked down by, looks like number 9, who's number 9, Aziz Coleman, Ariz Coleman Bay. Gets a hand on that one, brings up a 2nd down and 10. Apologize for a little tongue tie on the name there. And Coleman in with a snap off the bad snap. Brings Pillay down back. It's going to be a 2nd down and 15.
Nye Coleman, not the biggest defensive end out there, but he is tenacious with his speed, and he's a fighter. That bad snap doomed that play.
Pillay back to pass, looking deep downfield. Overthrows number 7, Nolan Yannick. And that was actually a 3rd down play. So once again, the Raiders force the Hudson Explorers to punt, and so far, the Raiders are keeping up with this high-powered offense.
Yeah, really impressed with what they're able to do there. You can see that the Hudson's offensive line's got some pounds across the line on that defensive line, but a combination of speed and bad snaps have helped the defensive line really keep these receivers and quarterback in check thus far.
Nolan Yannick in to do the punting. Raylan Weaver back deep for the Raiders. High snap, and Yannick brings it in and gets off a low line drive kick. and unfortunately, that ball was touched. That's going to be a Hudson ball. That will not be a touchdown as you can't advance them off, but it is going to be Hudson football deep in Warren Harding territory.
Yeah, first thing you got to do is you got to secure the ball. Obviously, he was trying to make a play there. You'd like to have seen him try to run up there and maybe catch that ball in the air, not to try to have to field a crooked grounder like that. Unfortunately, the first big mistake of the game is going to go in favor of the Hudson Explorers. Going to put this Raider defense back on their heels on the 10-yard line.
Raylan Weaver, listed at 5'11", unfortunately, tried to field a 9-foot bounce.
Yes. Yeah, we talk about the importance of all three parts of the game, the offense, the defense, and the special teams. Unfortunately, the first big mistake was made on special teams.
Hudson 1st and 10 at the Harding 10. There's the handoff to Ludwig, looking around that. Now he turns it up into about the 5-yard line. 2nd down and goal at the Raider 5.
You see the Raiders trying to get some men off the field. We talked about the fact that you've got it, and they're going to get a flag. They're going to get a flag for too many men on the field.
Ludwig again with the carry down the 2-yard line, but the Explorers are going to save it down on this one. Harding not able to get its defensive replacements on and off the field in enough time under this hurry-up offense that Hudson has put out there.
You know, this is one of those, you see you've got a number of players on the sideline. You got to know that you're one of those guys that are going to be moved in and out of the game. You got to be there. You got to be ready with that helmet ready. You know, if you're one of the guys that are coming off from the defensive line or that linebacker position, you got to stay ready. Can't give up. This Hudson team's too good to give up free yards and free plays.
Looks like it's going to be 2nd down and goal at the Raider 3-yard line. They'll get half the distance to the goal off of that too many men on the field penalty. And this time Pele bootlegs out to his right, looking in the end zone, turns it up, and he is knocked down for very little gain. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and goal. And the Raiders are making it tough for the Explorers to get in so far.
Yeah, you look, the young corners out there have really held their own thus far in the game. Quarterback's had all day to throw, getting himself out on the corner.
And this time the handoff to Ludwig, and he does pound it in. And the first points go to Hudson. Hudson on the board, 6-0. 4:09 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, big turnover, real disappointing for a defense that's really held their own thus far. They were put in a real difficult position there. Then with the penalty, kind of, it was a foregone conclusion. Once you got Hudson inside the 5-yard line, it was almost a foregone conclusion. Got to get that offense back out there now. Would like to see a nice long drive, establish that running game, establish the line of scrimmage. 7, 8, 10 play drive. Go down there, establish the line of scrimmage, get some points on the board, and get the momentum back in the favor of the Raiders.
Number 29, DJ Ash, splits the uprights for the extra point, and it is a 7-0 Hudson Explorer lead. Hudson getting sick to kick off. The senior kicker showed a lot of leg on that extra point. I look for this kickoff to go pretty deep against the Raiders right here.
Yeah, we talked last year, too, about, the importance of that. We've got some real athletes back there deep to receive, but in high school, that ball hits the goal. As soon as it hits the end zone, it's a dead ball. So being able to take away a decent offensive opportunity for the Raiders by putting it into the hands of their playmakers in space on these kickoffs is a great weapon to have, to be able to have that kicker that can put the ball into the end zone.
Javante Jones, Raylan Weaver, and Devin Boss are the deep backs for the Harding return team. DJ Ash sets up at the 40 line on the near hash marks. And Ash does send one deep, and that will take Devin Boss into the end zone. The Raiders are going to start at their own 20-yard line.
So we'll see what the offense chooses to do. Obviously down 7-0 here in the getting towards the end of the first quarter. We've seen some positive runs out there. We've also seen Drew being able to find some open receivers there in the flats. Just really want to be able to put him in a position to get comfortable. Hit some of those 5-10 yard passes. Get the ball into the hands of your playmakers, but you got to get the ball into the hands of the playmakers in space and give them time to get upfield. Let them make a couple people miss. Let that 5-yard pass turn into a 20, 30-yard pass to really start moving this ball down the field.
Ryan Powell sets up to Drew McGowan's left. That's Devin Boss in motion. Powell gets the handoff, and Powell's going to be met at the line of scrimmage. He's going to get ahead for maybe 3 yards out to the 23-yard line. Bring up a 2nd down and 7 for that Raider offense. Big drive for Harding right here, Eddie. Try to stay in this ball game early.
Correct. You know, obviously that's deflating when the defense goes out there, plays its heart out, and you get that turnover like that. You know, just deflating to everyone out there. And so it's how do you react? It's not about the issues that you end up facing. It's about how do you react to it and your ability to be able to fix the issues. You're on offense now. You've shown the ability to get some movement. It's just sustaining 3 plays in a row with some positive yards to move the chains.
Boss and Powell are the receivers on the near side. McCowan's going to keep and go up the middle. He's going to get maybe 1 yard out to the 24. Not a whole lot of room right there. The Hudson defensive line closed that draw play up quick. It brings up a 3rd down and 6.
3rd and 6, good position for the defense. They got to be expecting a pass right here. We'll see if they decide to try to just get some pressure with the front 4, if they send some blitzes right now. Drew's been able to find some receivers in some of the earlier drives, but he has held on to the ball a couple times that have resulted in some sacks. We'll see what they choose to do on this play here.
Drew rolls out to his right. And that pass, he was under some pressure. He was looking for number 3, Brian Powell over here. Unfortunately, couldn't get that pass off. A heavy rush again by that Hudson defensive line.
Yeah, it was coming from his left defensive right-hand side. He was able to get some pressure, sent Drew running out to the sideline here, had a receiver, but just wasn't able to get his feet in position to make a good throw. It's going to bring up a punting situation for the Raiders.
Number 10, Jack Jenk is back, but this is a short putt, and Hudson's going to stay away from that because they take a Hudson bounce. They're going to set up with an excellent field position once again at the Harding 44-yard line off the short punt.
Yeah, Hudson able to get some pressure straight up the middle there, got into the lane where Jake was trying to get that kickoff. Obviously didn't get the full ball that he wanted. It's going to leave the Hudson Explorers in great field position with about 2:30 left here in the first quarter.
Hudson takes over 1st and 10 at the Raider 44-yard line. 2:31 to play in the first quarter. Hudson Explorers on top 7-0. Jagger play with a quick pass out to number 1, DePompe. DePompe fights ahead for about 4 yards, brings up a 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, I like to see the defense, the aggressiveness there. I think I saw 6 Raiders to the ball on that play. Exactly what the coaches teach all week in practice.
And this time Pelé is going to keep this one all the way around that right end. He's going to fight ahead close to 1st down. They're going to mark him about a yard short. Brings up a 3rd down and 1 at the Raider 35-yard line.
Well, student body right there. You see the whole entire line pull to the right, get out in front of the quarterback for that nice gain.
And this time the handoff is to Ludwig. Ludwig gets it ahead inside the 30-yard line to the 29, and it will be 1st and 10 Hudson, and the Explorers on the move once again.
Explorers starting to get in a rhythm here. Defense needs to come up with something here, maybe send a blitz, catch him off guard.
There's a give again to Ludwig. He shakes one tackler. They got 4 yards on that play before the chains were set up.
Yeah, Hudson's offense keeping everybody, including us, on our toes.
2nd down and 6, Raider 25-yard line. Hudson has 3 receivers to the left. Jenkins, DePompey, and Tanner are all on this side. Number 7, Nolan Yannick up at the top. And again, another quick pass out to DePompey. DePompey gets ahead for the first down. There's a flag on the play as DePompey gets it down to about the Raider 10-yard line.
It's going to come back on a hold, it looks like.
And that is going to be holding on the Explorers. That play is going to come back.
You've seen that Hudson offense run that play a couple times where they like to isolate those receivers out there, get the 3 receiver set out there, get a couple blockers out in front of the isolated receiver and get them upfield. That time a little too much shirt. The referee saw it, called it. It's going to bring it back, put them in a 2nd and 11 position here.
Penalty brings the ball back to the Raider 30-yard line. 2nd down and 11 for the Explorers. Pele out to right, throws back across, hits number 6, Nolan Tanner. Tanner loses footing. You get about, no gain on that. So going to bring him a 3rd down and 11.
Raider defense all over that. We talk all the time, no such thing as a free lunch. They saw the receiver slip out there in position to make the play.
And again, Tanner out to his right, looking downfield. He's got a man in the corner, and just over the outstretched arms of Nolan Yannick in the corner of that end zone brings up a 3rd down and 11 for the Explorers.
Looks like they got a receiver down, might have went down when he a couple steps off the field there onto that hard surface.
Check that. We're going to make it 4th down and 11. We have an injured player in the corner. I believe that was number 7, Nolan Yannick, the intended pass receiver back there. Loses his footing once he got off the playing surface.
Yeah, we saw that late in last week's game. Akron came here. They had some just big receivers, 6'2", 6'4", 200 plus. Wasn't until the end of the game they started to try to throw those deep balls. Caught some of our young corners in some face guarding situations that was able to extend some drives for Akron, keep them in the game, making that a 1-score game late into the 4th quarter. Thus far, what we've seen from the receivers, from the corners, they've been able to hold their own. That play there, receiver had a step. Fortunately for the corner, that ball was a little bit overthrown, but as the coaches have been telling them since day one, nobody gets deeper than the deepest. You stay deeper than the deepest receiver. I apologize. Deeper than the deepest receiver. It's something that you just can't let happen. You can't let somebody get behind you like that. You can't take the chance or hope that the quarterback has a bad throw or that the receiver can't come up with it. You got to stay deeper than the deepest receivers.
They had the young man sitting up down there, so now they're helping him to his feet. And that was number 7, Nolan Yannick, getting up to his feet.
Good to see him up. Looks like he's walking under his own power now. Hopefully maybe just got the wind knocked out of him when he hit the ground. Hopefully we can see the young man back in the game later tonight.
4th down and 11 for Hudson, and I am sure that they are in 4-down territory right here, looking to get a 1st down or more on this play.
Well, with the leg that we saw on that extra point, I mean, this is a 47-yarder. I think it might be well within his range. 4th and 11, not a lot of 11-yard plays in the playbook here. We'll see what Hudson chooses to do.
Hudson brings their offense out in the field. They're going to go for this on 4th and 11.
Watch the hard count.
Leading it out. Ian Ludwig sets up to his left. 2 receivers on each side. Straight drop back for Pele. Pele looking down the left sideline. And he overthrows number 10, Jack Jenkins. And the Raiders, once more, bend but don't break. They take over on downs.
Yeah, defense has done their job thus far, keeping the Raiders in this game, keeping it to a 7-0 score here with 21 seconds left in the first. Really need to see the offensive line take control here. If I were the coaching staff, this is a big. We need to see a lot of number 22 this drive. Ryan Powell, let him impose his will on that defense. Let him start to really bear down on them. So later in the game, you'll see those holes open up. But right now, this is an extremely important drive for the Raiders. Defense has been doing their job. Offense has got to do something to get them a rest over here for a little while, but needs to do something to establish themselves, whether it's through the run game or some short passes to get themselves up the field.
Powell lines up to McGowan's left. Devin Boss, the man in motion. And it's the quick screen to Devin Boss. Boss picking ahead for about 4, maybe 5 yards. Gets it out to just outside the Raider 34-yard line. Brings up a second down and looks like 6 yards for this play.
Yeah, it looks like they're giving him a gain of 5 there. A little swing pass out of the backfield, just as good as a toss sweep for 5 yards. But it does look like we do have a Raider down. Can't tell what they're working on there, if they're stretching out the calves for a cramp or it's something a little more serious.
That play will take us to the end of the first quarter. So we will end the first quarter. Hudson Explorers on top of your Warren Harding Raiders, 7-0. Hudson score coming on a very short field after a muffed punt. Hudson regaining possession at the Raider 10-yard line. That was Devin Boss, the man down. He's up walking under his own power. That's good to see. Raiders will open up the second quarter with a 2nd down and 6 at their own 35-yard line, 34-yard line make it.
They've got Devin Boss listed at 5'8", 160. Devin Boss plays like a 6-footer, 200-pounder out there. No fear. He's obviously the leader in that defensive backfield. Good to see him up. Let the trainers get a look at him, and hopefully we can get him back on the field.
McCowan with Powell set up right behind him. And this time the handoff is to Powell. Powell's met at the line of scrimmage, and Powell is not going to get anything, maybe a half a yard on that play. Brings up 3rd down and 5 for the Raiders.
Yeah, a little stack up at the line there. Powell thought he could bounce it outside, but was quickly met by one of those linebackers coming up and filling the hole. It's going to be 3rd and 5 here, 3rd and manageable. Look to see something, pressure in the line, maybe some type of RPO, some type of play action, try to suck those linebackers in, see if Drew can hit a quick pass over the middle, let the athlete take it the rest of the way.
Harding sends 2 receivers up on top. Najee Jones down here on the bottom. McCowan looking to his right, scrambles out to his left, trying to find some room out there. He might pick up one, but that's going to bring up a 4th down and long, and we're going to see the punt unit once again for Harding.
Yeah, another stalled drive there by the Raiders. Give the Hudson defense a lot of credit there, confusing the quarterback at the line of scrimmage, not able to find the open receivers in that set. It's going to bring up a 4th and 4. We'll see what kind of punt Jake gets off here, see if we can pin Hudson back, give this defense another opportunity.
Jake Doherty with a decent kick this time. That gets out of bounds at the Hudson 35-yard line, where Hudson will take over 1st and 10. 10:38 to go in the first half. Hudson sitting on a 7-0 lead. Other than the short field given up on the muff punt, the Harding defense has hung in there very well against this high-powered Hudson offense.
Yeah, not a lot of substitution for speed. And that Raider defense, they're out there. That what they lack in size, they make up for aggressiveness and speed. That's what's been able to keep them in the game thus far.
Jagger play with Ian Ludwig right behind him. And the handoff is to Ludwig, trying to get around that left end, and he is tripped up about 2 yards into his carry. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and 8.
Couldn't tell who was on the tackle there, but just a great situation of fighting off that block, getting underneath it, and being able to make the tackle.
Ludwig again around the left end. This time he does get some running room, and he will get the 1st down this time, getting out to the 47-yard line.
Let's go.
Ian Ludwig, big, strong back for the Hudson Explorers.
That's going to move the chains. Another low snap.
Pellé's going to keep this one, and he'll pick up about 3 to the 50-yard line on that, bring up a 2nd down and 7.
Give Hudson's quarterback a lot of credit. That's probably the 3rd or 4th low snap that he's had to deal with, dig it out of the ground and be able to salvage it for a pretty decent gain of 3 considering the circumstances.
And the handoff again to Ludwig around that left end. Ludwig powers ahead for about 3 more. Should bring up a 3rd down and about 3. Gets it into Raider territory at about the 48-yard line. Make it a 3rd down and 5. Out of bounds a little quicker than I thought.
Yeah, nice job by the defensive end there. Can't tell who's on that far side. If that's Nye Coleman that's down, looks like.
And that's not good news for Harding. Nia Coleman has been a stalwart on this defense early going in the season here.
Yeah, last week, Nye Coleman, I think I said Nye Coleman was a problem. Just using his speed and the athleticism to be able to beat the tackles around the corner, really giving Akron fits last week. Hope to see a lot more of that out of Nye Coleman this week here. Can't really tell what they're working on down there. Does not look like it is a cramp. So we'll see as they get him up off the field. We'll see what kind of reaction he has, if we think maybe we could see a return later in the game.
.908 to go in the first quarter. Hudson with the ball, 3rd down and 5 at their own 48-yard line, leading 7-0 here in the first half. Score coming off set up by a botched punt. Hudson recovering at the Harding 10-yard line. And once again, other than that, the Harding defense has done a good job staying up with this fast-paced, very fast-paced Hudson offense. You can't blink. You're going to miss a play.
Bring the 50-50 up here because I lost my phone. I called for it. She's up here.
Looks like they got the young man off the field here. Looks like still in some pain. We'll see the trainers can get to him and see if we can get him back in the game here. Big loss for the Raider defense.
Hudson at the Raider 48-yard line with a 3rd down and 5. Palais with the straight drop, and that ball is tipped and picked off in the Hudson Explorer backfield. 1st and 10 Harding at the Explorer 44-yard line.
That's twice now Hudson has attempted to run some type of middle screen. Harding's defense has been all over it. Obviously something they picked up in the film. They used to teach us, Tom, no such thing as a free lunch. When you see those linemen are letting you through, that's a first sign scenario that you need to stop and look around and check out your surroundings. Harding was able to do this both times. This time turning into a big turnover here in the Hudson Explorer territory.
Raiders 1st and 10 at the Hudson 44-yard line. 8:54 to play in the first half. Huge turnover for that Raider defense. Harding trying to get back in the ball game, and they do get the ball to start the second half, so a score here would be huge for Warren Harding.
In the past, this was a time where they might take that shot down the field deep just to loosen up those safeties and linebackers.
And there's a reverse.
Nobody's
Boss ran
home.
right in. Boss has some room. Boss with the 1st down inside the Hudson 30-yard line.
Great play call by the coaching staff there, taking advantage of Hudson's aggressiveness on defense there. Got the ball going to the near side here. Quick flip back around to the other side for the reverse. Nobody was home. Boss able to take it for a huge gain down the sideline.
1st and 10 Harding at the Hudson 29-yard line.
Really like that play call there, taking advantage of the defense's aggressiveness there. You look to see some more of that, some of those counters, get the defense going one way to use your speed to come back in the other direction.
Powell and Jones set up on either side of McCowan. And the give is to Jones. Powell out in front. Jones turns it up. He gets back in the line of scrimmage. He may even lose a half a yard on that play. He's met hard right there. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10. No gain on the play.
Yeah, Hudson's defense holding their own as well against this Harding offense. A lot of athleticism on this side of the ball here. Hudson's been able to contain them for minimal gains. Honestly, the reverse that was ran was probably the biggest gain so far. Just looking to take advantage of that field position and start moving this ball upfield slowly but surely.
Boss and Jones, they split out far to the right. McCowan looking there, looking downfield. He's got a man over, throws. Looking for Najee Jones, streaking down there, but just overthrows him a little bit. 3rd and 10, Harding at the Hudson 29.
One step away from that there. Looked like maybe some cross up in the patterns there. Had 2 people in the same position there, just slightly overthrown. But these are the plays you got to run. They're purpose plays. This is to get those safeties back, to get those linebackers thinking before they step up, to kind of drop back in order to be able to open up some of those run lanes. You've got to keep the defense honest. You've got to take that ball deep. You got to get those safeties moving back.
Harding's going to use a timeout here, their first timeout of the half. Big 3rd down play for Harding as some of their best field position of the evening right now, trying to get back into this ball game.
Yeah, you know, coming off the big turnover, good field position, you find yourself in a disappointing 3rd and 10 right now. Obviously, Coach Arnold wants to bring the team over here, talk about this. I think this might be 4-down territory, depending on what they can do here. If they can break off 5, 6, 7 yards on this, get themselves into that 4th and manageable, really opens up the playbook for Powell or maybe some type of rollout. Get Drew on the corner there. Maybe he can do it with his legs or hit a short pass and get upfield.
I see Dallas Jett in the huddle down there. He was dressed earlier, but he is back in street clothes now, so it is absolutely definite. We will not be seeing Mr. Jett tonight. Hopefully he will be well on his way to playing next week, but precaution.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what we saw last week, you know, I think we talked about the concussion protocol and the possibilities of him not being able to play this week. Still a young man with a lot of plays in front of him. You know, do what's right for the kid. Sit him down, get him healthy, get him back out there when he's ready.
Cowan. And Drew's going to keep this one. Breaks one tackle. And that's exactly what Harding needed. Make it 4th down and manageable. It gets it up about 4 yards, 5 yards. Let's call this 4th down and 5. Closer to 6. So 4th down and 4. So the Harding but gets about half of what he needs. Harding needed that little play right there. Make this a manageable 4th down.
Yeah, you got a lot of plays you can run out of here. I mean, anything from that quarterback draw. I really like when they get the quarterback out on the edge, though. I think it puts the defense into a precarious position of having to make a decision either to come up, try to stop the run, or drop back to try to cover the pass. Either way, you do the opposite of, but good position here on 4th and 5. Let's see what they draw up.
Over the middle. He had Brian Powell, just missed him a little bit. That would have been a 1st down. Hudson's going to take over on downs.
Found the soft spot in the zone there. Drew made the right read. Powell made the right cut, put it right on him. Just unfortunately was unable to come up with that.
Hudson takes over on downs. They have the ball at their own 24-yard line with just over 7 minutes to play in this first half. And now it's going to be up to this Harding defense once again to keep this a 1-possession ball game. And play with the give up the middle. Picks up about 4, brings up a 2nd down and 6, gets that out to about the 28-yard line. That was Ian Ludwig once again. He's been the workhorse for these Explorers so far tonight. And this time, Pillay keeps it. And Pillay has met in the backfield, and that's going to be a loss of a couple. Brings up a 3rd down and long for Hudson.
Yeah, we talked all night. This defense, I mean, you couldn't have asked more for this defense with everything that Hudson throws at you, you know, from their size to how they run their plays with the speed of the of this offense. really impressed with what Harding's defense has been able to do here with about 6 minutes left in the second quarter.
Play over the middle, can't quite get it to DePompe. And that's going to bring a 4th down and long. And Hudson's going to send in the punting unit, and Harding is going to get another shot here in the second quarter.
Yeah, another great job by the defense there. You see basically Hudson ran the same play that Harding ran on their 4th down play, trying to hit that quick slant from one of those slot receivers in the middle of the field, unable to hold on to that. Not sure that he would have had the 1st down with a defender there regardless.
Now what you might want to watch here, Ed, is Gio DePompe is the guy back here in the punting position.
Absolutely. And you see they've actually got 2 guys split out here.
And he is going to get a low line drive kick, and Weaver's going to stay away from this one. That ball's going to take a Hudson bounce, roll down to the Harding 27, 28-yard line. And Harding, with 5:55 to go in the half, gets another crack at trying to tie this ball game up.
We'll see what they go to. You know, last possession we saw him take that shot downfield. Couple steps off from that. We'll see if they go back to that, trying to stretch that defense, keep them honest to be able to open up some of those running lanes. You cannot let them have 7, 8 guys in the box and expect to be able to run the ball consistently. You got to start pushing those linebackers, start pushing those safeties back downfield, making them think twice about the deep ball.
Harding 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line, 5:55 to go in the half. Hudson still sporting a 7-0 lead. McGowan back, looking down this right sideline. He's looking for Najee Jones. Jones makes the catch in Hudson territory all the way down to the Hudson 32-yard line.
That's exactly what we just talked about, keeping that defense honest, finding some of those one-on-ones there. Receiver had a step. Drew put an excellent ball there. I think even the receiver was getting held. Great hands, being able to secure that ball along the sideline for a huge gain for this Raider offense.
And Drew McGowan and Najee Jones, between last week and this week, they have formed a really nice connection out there. 1st and 10 at the Hudson 32. And Powell up the middle. Powell fights his way outside, and Powell still struggling for yards. Powell down there about the 27.
Great 1-2 combination, take them deep. It's like going to the head, then going back to the body in a boxing match. Perfectly executed there, putting it on the ground. Powell being able to find those blockers, weave his way upfield for another 1st down for the Raiders.
Brings up a 2nd down and 5 at the Hudson 27. Under 5 minutes of play in the half. In addition to try and get a score, the Raiders are going to try to milk that clock, get out of here without Hudson getting another crack at it. McGowan back, the pass rolls out to his right. He's got a man in the flats. He's got him complete over there. That was Raylan Weaver inside the Hudson 15-yard line. 1st and 10, Harding.
Nice read by Drew, got himself out on the corner there. We talked about making the defense make a decision. Could have tucked the ball and ran. Instead, he opted to go and put the ball in the hands of one of his athletic receivers to get the ball upfield. Move the chains once again, going to give him a 1st down inside the 20-yard line.
1st and 10, Harding. Their deepest penetration yet at the Hudson 14-yard line, approaching 4 minutes to go in the half. And a little miscommunication there, not sure what was supposed to happen, and that results in about a 5-yard Raider loss back to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like a little miscommunication between quarterback and running back there to which side the ball was supposed to go to. Running back did everything he could to try to dance his way out of it. Unfortunately, it's going to result in a 2nd and 14.
The ball is spotted at the 18. Second and 14 at the Hudson 18-yard line. 3:30 to play in the first half.
It's like these corner and safety are out on islands by themselves.
That's the give to Javonte Jones. Jones trying to go around an end. Jones gets inside the 15. He gets back the yardage that was lost on that last broker play. Going to bring him about a 3rd down and 10 after that.
Big play here, Tom. 3rd and 10. You know, you found yourself in great field position. Defense has been doing their job all night. Drew hits a nice pass down the sideline to put yourself in position here, followed up by a couple good runs. Would hate to see this stall on a field goal attempt. So 3rd and 12, going to be a big play here. I don't think it's 4-down territory. I think Coach Arnold's going to go with the 3 if he needs to, but really would like to see this offense complement the defense with a touchdown.
3rd down and 12. Hudson, 16-yard line. Javonte Jones in the backfield. He sets up to McCowan's left. McCowan up over top, looking for Najee Jones, and that ball is picked off in the end zone. Hudson football.
Unfortunate events there. Looked like that safety was going to be back there as well, waiting in that cover 2. Drew was just hoping that he could go up there and make a play with a possible 50-50 ball. Unfortunately, didn't work out. It's going to be a turnover on downs. Really hate to see not getting anything out of that. We wanted a touchdown, would have settled for 3. 2:27 left. This is where the defense is going to have to bear down, hold them out of the end zone, take this into the locker room with a 7-0 lead, getting the ball back at halftime.
That was Gio DePompe, number 1 for Hudson, on that interception in the corner of the end zone. And watch for him back out here on offense. There's the give up the middle to Ludwig once again. Ludwig driving ahead for about 5. Gets it out to about the Harding 26-yard line. That's going to make it 2nd down and 4. That's a gain of 6 on that play. Clock continues to work, down to 2 minutes. This time, Palais keeps it up the middle. Palais gets close. He'll get a Hudson 1st down out to about the 32-yard line.
Well, the clock's going to stop on those 1st down. Hudson's still sitting on all 3 timeouts, but the speed that they run their offense, they can save some of those timeouts.
Ludwig around the left end, spins, gets ahead for about 4 more. They're going to spot him down at the 36-yard line. 37-yard line, 2nd down and 6 on that play. They give us again to Ludwig. Ludwig looking for room up the middle. He has met at the line of scrimmage, picks up maybe 2, 1. 3rd down and 5, gets 1 on that play.
Interesting position here for the Raider defense. They're going to find themselves on the 40-yard line here, 3rd and 4.
This time Jagger looking deep downfield, and he had number 10, Jack Jenkins, all by himself. 1st down Hudson at the Harding 25-yard line.
Miscommunication back there, had 3 defenders back. You would assume that one of them would have been in position. Unfortunately, Hudson comes up with the big play. And with the big leg of that kicker that we saw on the extra point, it looks like they're well within field goal range. Obviously, Hudson not thinking field goals, they're thinking 6.
Ludwig gets ahead for 3. It's 2nd down and 7. And Hudson's going to call a timeout and conserve a little bit of that time, down to 44 seconds left in the half. Hudson trying to get out of here with some more points to end the half. Harding will take over, getting the kickoff to start the 2nd half, so Hudson would like nothing more than to make this a 2-possession game going into the locker room.
Oh, absolutely. And the way these 2 defenses have played thus far, a 2-possession game like that really puts you behind the 8 ball if you're the Raiders. Want to do everything you can and make sure you keep them out of the end zone and hold them to that 3-point attempt.
44 seconds to go in the 1st half. Hudson leading 7-0, and they are threatening once again here at the end of the 1st half. They've got the ball 2nd down and 7 at the Raider 22-yard line after a big pass from Palais to Jenkins to get the ball deep into Raider territory and set up for another possible Explorers score here as we closing moments of this 1st half.
Yeah, we talked about how well the Raider defense has done. Really, that's the one big play that they've hit all night. The score came off of a miscue on the special teams, put the Explorers in a great field position to be able to punch in for that 6 with the ensuing extra point to make it 7. Harding's defense has really stood up, but they're going to need a big stand here with 44 seconds left.
Palais back to pass. He's looking. He's going to keep it and run. He's got some room up the middle, gets inside the 10. It's going to be first and goal. Hudson. Pelé gets the ball down to the 9-yard line. 35 seconds left to play in the half. Hudson still with 2 timeouts remaining.
Yeah, Pelé with all kinds of time, waiting back there for something to open up. He didn't see it, chose to tuck and run for a nice gain up the middle.
Pelé rolls out to his right. He's got Ludwig down the corner.
Is that picked?
And that ball is picked off. Harding holds again.
They'll return the favor. You see in these offenses mirror each other with a big play, but just not able to put them together. The defense coming up with a big interception, similar to what Hudson was able to do to Harding down on our end of the field here. That's a big play there. To be able to keep this a 1-score game going into the half and getting the ball back is a huge is a huge boost for this defense and the Raider team overall.
18 seconds of play.
I mean, almost identical, Tom. I mean, throwing it up over there with that cover with the safety over the top there. Just a big break for the defense.
I think that looked like number 20, Raylan Weaver, in that replay coming up with that ball. And Harding may just be content to run this clock out and get out of here, being down only 7-0 with 18 seconds of play on their own 20-yard line after the touchback off the interception. That's exactly what Coach Arnold's going to do. Drew McCowan takes a knee. And that play is going to take us to the end of the first half. At the end of half a game of football, Hudson 7, Harding Raiders 0. And it has been a surprising defensive struggle given the reputation of these offenses coming into this ball game.
Yeah, Tom, they're you know, what we knew coming into this game, we knew how high-powered and how fast-paced offense that the Hudson Explorers were going to run. Really wondered how Harding was going to be able to respond to that, specifically from what we saw last week. A lot of cramps, a lot of guys going down, but they've held their own. Looks like they've hydrated. We haven't seen anybody go down with the cramp injuries. Really being able to stay in there, and as you said, with this bend but don't break style of defense. Hudson's had the ability to move the ball a few times, but when it comes down to it, Harding's defense has been there for the stop, with the explanation point being the interception. When it was almost a foregone conclusion they would at least get 3 out of it. But just an excellent job by this young secondary of a bend but don't break mentality, fighting for everything that goes up in the air. Great turnover, leaving Harding in a great position with getting the ball here in the beginning of the second quarter to tie this game up. Excuse me, the second half to tie this game up.
That brings us to halftime. Once again, your halftime score, Hudson 7, Warren Harding 0. Stay tuned for the halftime show being kicked off by the Hudson Explorer Marching Band. Stick around, Raider Nation. Stick around, Explorer fans. We'll be back with the second half shortly.
and gentlemen, led on the field by head senior squad leaders David Berry and Elise Tremmel, make some noise for the #1 band in the land, the 2022 Hudson High School Swing Marching Band. Well, we open our show with a song written by Jennifer Lopez. Be amazed as the HHS Swing Marching Band surrounds you from every side of the field. As we open with this pop hit, here is Dance Again. Featuring our incredibly talented dance line, we keep things rolling with Green Day's Holiday. VH1 declared it the greatest song of the 2000s, and in 2018, the Rolling Stone magazine declared this song as the greatest of the 21st century so far. Featuring our trombone section, as well as trumpet soloists Chris Petrella and Elise Tremmel, get up and dance with us as we groove to Crazy in Love. with an entry from the ladies' addition to the girl power pillar, Olivia Rodrigo. Featuring our drumline and our world-famous band dance, we close our performance with this chart-topping hit. Here is Good For You.
Molotov Stadium. Tonight we present the 2022 Raider Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Reed Young and Heather Cerny. Main guard instructors are Melissa Wilkie and Gabby Jones. Sideline instructors are Celeste Harris and Mariah Cooker. Percussionist instructors are Brian Younger and Jordan Ringgold. The band is led onto the field by field commanders of Renner Ramsey, Olivia Dunn, and head drummer Alyssa Barr. opening song takes us back to the year 1999 with the group Backstreet Boys. Here is Larger Than Life. Next is a 2021 hit by the artist Lil Nas X. Our majorettes and flagliner featured as we perform Industry Baby. The Raider Band is on the move with the 2015 hit from the boy band One Direction. With trumpet soloist Brooklyn Brown, here is Drag Me Down.
Welcome back, Raider fans and Explorer fans. Hope you enjoyed the first half. Hope you enjoyed that halftime show. The Hudson and Harding marching bands, those students doing a stellar job representing both schools, so very fine halftime show. Getting ready to start the second half here in what surprisingly has been a defensive battle with the high-powered, fast-paced offense that Hudson brought to town, and Harding always a threat to score from anywhere. We open up the second half with Hudson on top 7-0. Harding getting set to receive the second half kickoff. DJ Ash for the Explorers getting set to put the ball in play as we get ready to get this second half underway.
Yeah, Tom, second half is all about adjustments. We're going to see what these two coaches have put in store here to try to break open a little bit of the monotony that we've saw from both offenses. Give it up to the defenses for the staunch effort they've given. But as we enter this second half here, we'll see what they have in store to try to get this ball moving up and down the field, north and south.
That looked like
out of bounds
Devin
kick.
Boss on the far sideline wisely let that ball roll out of bounds. That's going to give Harding good field position out at the 35-yard line. I believe they'll get that ball at the out of bounds kickoff attempt. Harding once again without the services of regular starting quarterback Dallas Chet, but Drew McCowan has filled in admirably and kept this offense moving the ball. Now it's just up to them to finish a drive off here.
Yeah, I think he's getting more comfortable back there behind center, and the team's becoming more comfortable with him. Haven't been able to put any points up on the board here, but hasn't made that vital mistake either.
And there's a quick pass over to Devin Boss. Boss takes a big hit, but he does manage to get 5 or 6 yards on that play.
Yeah, we talked about it in the first half. Doesn't need to be a 40-yard throw. You can do that 5-10-yard throw. Get it to one of your receivers in some space, but get it to him in time so he can turn upfield and use his athleticism to move that ball north and south and move the chains.
Brought down by the big Hudson linebacker, number 11, Ronan Spahn. Harding sends 3 receivers to the right. Ryan Powell in the backfield alongside Drew McCowan. And there's some motion down here on the left tackle. That's going to back Harding back up to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, I don't want to see that after a decent play there, 5 yards, putting yourself into a 2nd and 5. But it looks like they're going to actually call that on Hudson.
Well, they've moved the ball back. Are they going to move it forward? They've got it back at the 35. And it looks like they are going to go with encroachment on the Explorers. And that's going to make a 2nd down and very short 1 yard. No, they're going to move the chains. That's a 1st down at the Harding 45-yard line. So it appears as though Hudson drew that left tackle offsides. Najee Jones down here on the near sideline. The handoff is to Powell. Powell's met in the backfield. He's going to lose a yard on that play.
Looks like Hudson brought a blitz there, line unable to pick it up. You had a strong presence of Hudson defenders coming right up the middle to meet Powell in the backfield for, looks like a loss of about 2.
This is a big and fast and athletic defensive line that Hudson brings up to the line of scrimmage. Makes it 2nd down and 12 for the Raiders. Weaver, Boss, and Powell are all split to the right. Najee Jones down here on the near sideline. McCowan finds Weaver over the middle for a 6-yard gain.
Nice job by Drew finding the receiver, sat down in the middle of that zone there. Strong pass to give himself a 3rd manageable. We talked about the adjustments at halftime. Hudson came out in a traditional 4-3-2 safety look. Looks like they're going to that 3-3 stack defense.
3rd down and 4. Harding finds himself on the Hudson side of the playing field at the Hudson 49-yard line. Just under 10 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. And again, the same 3 receivers move up to the top of your screen. Najee Jones down here at the bottom. And McCowan finds Jones over the middle. That's a 1st down, Harding.
Nice read there. They were bringing a blitz. Drew was able to recognize it to the bottom side of the screen here. Got him on that skinny post pattern. Great pitch and catch for a first down.
That takes the ball down to the Hudson 36-yard line. Harding on their first possession of the second half, trying to get back in this ball game, down 7-0. Boss, Weaver, and Powell once again. The three receivers up to the top. And McCown looks that way, finds Devin Boss. Boss makes a turn. He'll get a few yards on that play. He's going to bring up a 2nd down and 7. Gets it down to about the 33-yard line.
Really like the play calling, getting that defense spread out like that. That 3-3-5 stack defense, that's going to allow the defense to blitz from all kinds of different angles. The quarterback's really got to be able to pick that up. They've done it well thus far, finding those receivers in the flats, basically just like long toss sweeps, able to pick up 3 to 5 yards of play and move that ball upfield.
This time we see 3 receivers down on the near side. And McGowan is looking this way. McGowan under a lot of pressure, tucks it and gets back up, and he's going to lose a couple yards on that play. Gets back almost to line of scrimmage, and there's some late action and a late flag on that play. And that may be a late hit on that Hudson defense.
Yeah, a little too aggressive on that. Looks like that's going to result in another 15 yards for the Raider offense.
And we do get a personal foul call on Hudson. That's going to move the ball ahead 15 and give the Raiders another first down deep in Hudson territory. And Hudson, rather Harding, with another big opportunity to score and tie this ball game.
Harding found themselves in a similar position towards the end of the second half. Unfortunately, ended up with an interception in the end zone, only to be duplicated by Hudson on the other end. Let's see if Harding can put together a string of plays, get the ball in the end zone, and tie this game up.
1st and 10 Harding at the Hudson 20-yard line. The give is to Javonte Jones. Jones trying to get around the end, and he's going to lose a yard. He gets forced out of bounds over there. Looked like number 10, Jack Jenkins, tracking down Javonte Jones. That's going to cost the Raiders a yard, bring up a 2nd down 11 at the Hudson 21.
Talk about what Hudson brings to the field. Offense, defense, and special teams. They also bring discipline. You see how the defensive end there was able to use that sideline as the 12th player, not letting him break the edge there, just stringing him out to the sideline, not letting him use his speed to get around the corner. Ends up in a loss of 1, going to bring up a 2nd and 11.
McCowan keeps.
Great closing speed there by the Hudson defender. Looked like that was a bootleg left there. Drew was coming around, instantly spotted that running back out of the backfield open in the flats. Hits him immediately, but give a lot of credit to that Hudson defense being able to use their speed to make up the distance there and hold that to a short gain. Going to bring up 3rd and 8.
Looked like he found Robert Williams over the middle out there on that play. Gets the ball to the Hudson 18-yard line. 3rd down and 8. 7:20 and counting here in the 3rd quarter.
Look at the matchup up top. He's probably got a one-on-one up there.
McCowan looking over the middle. Just out of the outstretched arms. I think he was looking for Devin Boss down there. Just a little bit too long for him. Boss came down hard in the end zone, and he hasn't gotten up yet.
Might have came down on the ball, knocked the wind out of him there.
That's going to bring up a 4th down and 8. Hudson 18-yard line, 7:04 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Harding staff coming out to look after Devin Boss down there. Dove for that ball in the end zone, just outside the outstretched fingertips.
Yeah, I really would have liked to see him coming up with that catch, but a lot of traffic there. Would have been an excellent catch. Drew McCown able to put that right on the money there. Just weaved it through a lot of traffic. Unfortunately, the receiver was unable to come up with it. Looks like he might have came down on the ball there. Hopefully it's just a situation of getting the wind knocked out of him. Get him a breather down there, get him up, get him onto the sideline, and get him ready for the next play. I got a break. Wish everyone a happy Labor Day weekend. College football going to be in full swing this weekend. Everyone talking about the game down south in Columbus between Notre Dame and Ohio State. You know, two of the most storied franchises in college football. This has got to be the game of probably, you know, the decade at least that everyone's been waiting for. Just, you know, hopefully we see a decent game. This is supposed to be one of the better Ohio State teams in the last 10 years. And Tom, that's saying a lot because there have been some really good teams to come out of Columbus here in the last 10 years.
Pass along a little sad news out of the sporting world. You know, I grew up in Newton Falls, Eddie. In the 70s, we had a hero by the name of Ernie Shavers. And back in the 70s, that was the golden age of heavyweights. All the top heavyweights were household names. And Ernie Shavers was right up there with the likes of Muhammad Ali, and George Foreman, and Joe Frazier. Fought for the world title twice, and Ernie passing away yesterday at the age of 78. So I don't know if any of his family and friends are listening out there, but sympathies on the loss of a great one, Ernie Shavers.
Absolutely, Tom.
It is 4th and 8 for the Raiders. Jake Doherty on to attempt what looks like a 35-yard field goal. And that kick is blocked at the line of scrimmage, and it is picked up by J.O. DePompe for Hudson. He's going to bring that ball all the way back for a Hudson touchdown.
Third part of the game, the special teams have end up biting the Raiders twice now. Couldn't tell if there was anything wrong with the snap or the hold there, or if they were just able to get through and get a hand on it. But special teams coming to bite the Raiders twice now, going to result in the 13 points with the ensuing kick extra point here for the 14th. Just very disheartening to see a drive end like that for the Raiders.
DJ Ash for Hudson on to attempt the extra point. And DJ Hudson splits the uprights over the net out into the construction area, and Hudson takes a 14-0 lead with 6:50 to play in the third quarter off that blocked field goal, scooped up by Gio DePompe, who outraces the Harding field goal team 75 yards.
Tom, we saw a couple of miscues last week in the kicking game. I think one, Jake had missed to the left. Another one, there was some trouble with the exchange of the holder being able to get the ball down. Just a very inopportune time for the Raiders. Very promising drive, moving the ball downfield. It was helped out by a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Give credit to that Hudson defense, that bend but don't break mentality, able to hold them to a field goal attempt, come up with a big play with the block, and obviously return for 7. Going to find Harding in a hole here, down 14-0 midway through the third quarter.
Raylan Reaver back deep for the Raiders. DJ Ash set the kickoff for the Hudson Explorers. Ash has shown a strong leg and a couple deep kickoffs and those easy extra points, or at least he's making them look easy out there. And now, Ed, conditioning is going to start playing a part here in the second half. This with the humidity and the heat and humidity we have.
No, absolutely, Tom. Everything that's done in that first half is done in an effort to set things up for the second half, wearing them down. We'll see how the Harding defense and offense can respond to this.
That ball is fielded about the 10-yard line, returned out past the 30 to about the 31. So Harding will have decent field position to start this series. 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
You know, the offense should go out here with some confidence. They've proven that they can run the ball when needed, get those 4 or 5 yard gains, being able to hit some receivers out in the flats, getting them in open space, getting them for the 5-10 yards. But look, Drew's been on. Receivers just haven't been able to pull it in, but he's been able to find those one-on-ones, or he's been able to find those soft spots in the zone for some decent chunks of yards. And when he's taken some shots downfield, he's had some receivers. It's just putting it on them and the receiver bringing it in. But the playbook is still open to them. 14-0 right now with the type of athletic talent that they have on the offensive side of the ball really isn't something they can't overcome. Just need to string some plays together, or they need to find that big hitter soon.
And there's to give to Powell. Powell is met almost as soon as he receives the ball from McGowan. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, so there'll be no gain on the play. Second down and 10. But Powell was draped by that Hudson defensive lineman as soon as he got the ball.
Looks like there was some mix-up on the line calls there. The left end came through untouched. Not much Powell could do there, but basically tuck and duck, make sure he held on to the ball to live for another play.
Looks like Jones, Weaver, and Boss are on this side. Brian Powell up on the far side. McCowan's going to keep this one. And McCowan picks up about 6 yards before he's dragged down. It's going to bring up a third down and maybe 5 yards called. Third down and 5. So McCowan gets some nice yardage on that run. Makes a manageable third down play for the Raiders coming up.
Yeah, McCowan made an early decision there as soon as he saw the opening. Tuck that ball and get upfield to make this a more manageable 3rd and 5 call.
Looked like he was looking for that little screen over there to Devin Boss one more time, but that closed up pretty quick. So again, Boss, Weaver, Jones down on this side. Brian Powell up on that side. Ryan Powell in the backfield alongside McCowan. McCowan is going to keep it again, and he's going to get knocked out of bounds a couple yards short of the first down.
Yeah, Drew saw the opening there to his right side. Didn't see anything he liked downfield. Tucked and was able to get the ball upfield, but it's still going to bring up a 4th and 4 and another stalled drive for the Raiders offense.
Jake Doherty, the punting unit, take the field. Jack Jenkins back doing the return duty for the Explorers. High spiraling punt for Doherty. Jenkins fields it about the 30-yard line. Gets it up to about the 35. And that's where Hudson's going to take over. 1st and 10 at their own 35 with just under 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. And now Hudson's sitting on a 14-0 lead.
Yeah, we'll see as this game progresses. Does that Hudson offense keep their foot on the gas pedal with this fast-paced offense? Are they going to start trying to burn some clock, knowing that any of these receivers or running backs from the Raiders can easily pop one off at any time? I look to see them start to slow this down in order to burn some clock.
Handoff up the middle of Ludwig, and he was met hard. Only gets ahead for about a yard. That's going to make it 2nd down and 9.
I think that was Nye Coleman coming off of that right end position, slanting in there to make a big play.
This time the pass is complete. Big hit, but that couple yards there makes it down in 2nd down and 3. That pass is complete to Cade Fontana, number 23.
Looked like number 4, Chris Provitt.
3rd down and 3 make it. There's a handoff to Ludwig. Ludwig's going to be a little bit short of the first down. Make it 4th down and 1 coming up. Right near midfield. And Hudson has no thoughts at all of sending the punting unit out. They are right back into their offense. And there's a handoff again to Ludwig, and Ludwig powers ahead for the first down up to about out to the 49-yard line.
Yeah, a lot of confidence in the on the other side of the ball there. There was no question with that 4th and short. They knew they could catch they could catch Harding, and they did. Gash him for about 4 or 5 yards there on the 4th and 1 play. It's like they're going to call a motion penalty on that.
Hudson, a couple players got going a little too quick on that one. That's going to back them up 5 yards, make it 1st down and 15. Official timeout as a Harding player. Looks like one of the defensive linemen went down on that one.
Can't catch the number of the injured Raider down there yet.
.346 to play in the third quarter. It's 14-0. Hudson's points coming on a couple of slip-ups by the Raider special teams units. Young man being helped off the field for Harding. That's number 68, Bryson Williamson.
Yeah, when you match up against a team like Hudson, obviously you got to try to keep the mental mistakes down to a minimum. Two mental mistakes on the on special teams, resulting in this 14-0 lead. Harding's defense has been there with a couple interceptions. Just the offense has not been able to capitalize on the turnovers.
Pele keeps it, gets back a couple. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 12 at the 46-yard line. Second down and 11 as Pele gets the call from his sideline. He's got 2 receivers up on top. Fakes it to Ludwig, rolls out to his left. And he's going to tuck and keep it. Take a big hit over there on the sideline. Gets it back maybe to the original line of scrimmage. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and long for the Explorers. And again, the defense continues to shine. They've just been put in a hole a couple times. 3rd and 10 for the Explorers.
Yeah, great situation for the defense here. Pin those ears back. Looks like they're running possibly a 4-man front there. We'll see if they set any pressure to get the quarterback to try to release this a little early to try to capitalize on this 3rd and long.
Pele rolling out, looking deep downfield. And he's got number 10, Jenkins, all by himself, got behind the secondary. And Jenkins is going to walk this ball into the end zone. And now, all of a sudden, Hudson has a 3-touchdown lead.
You had a couple corner safety back there. Looks like they just misplayed the ball. It stayed up there for a while. The receiver actually had to stop and wait for that. Unfortunately, it looked like the defensive backfield misplayed that ball in the air there, allowing him to come down with the catch. And then just unfortunately, the effort on the tackle just wasn't there. Allowed for the receiver to waltz into the end zone and really start to break this one open for the Hudson Explorers. Now 20-0, looking to make it 21-0 here in the 3rd quarter.
DJ Ash once again splits the uprights. And off of the 48-yard pass from Jagger Pele to Jack Jenkins, Hudson has now opened up a 21-0 lead with 2:19 to play in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, we talked about the youth that exists within the defensive backfield for the Raiders. Looked like that came to show its head on that play there. A ball that possibly could have been knocked down or picked off, just unfortunately misplayed. Might have even lost it up in these lights here. But for the Hudson Explorers, exactly what they wanted to do. They came out, they withstood the initial punches from Harding, driving the ball downfield, getting themselves in field goal range, resulting in a blocked field goal that went back for 7. Raiders found themselves in a great position on 3rd and 10, unfortunately giving up the long ball for a touchdown there, making this a 21-0 deficit here in the 3rd quarter.
And you got to start to wonder about that Harding defensive line. Hudson's getting the ball off every 10 to 15 seconds. They're snapping it. So Harding back on their heels a little bit right now.
Yeah, they absolutely need something here. You got to get down there. You got to get points. I don't think 3 is going to do. not with the amount of time left in the game right now. I think you're in 4-down territory anytime you get over the 50-yard line here. You got to be able to put some points on the board here, get some momentum swinging back to our side.
That ball fielded at about the 10-yard line. Brought out to about the 30. Nice return, and there's a little extracurricular activity going on over there. Referee's get a handle on it quickly, fortunately for both squads.
Yeah, you've got a good game so far. Don't really need a lot of the extracurricular out there. You know, you do it on the field here. You got 4 downs. You want to prove something, prove it on the lines. 21-0 right now. Obviously, Hudson's feeling real good about themselves. Harding got to dig down deep, find out where their character's at, reach down deep in their souls, and this has got to be a north and south drive. This has got to result in 7.
1st and 10, Harding starting out on their own 29-yard line. And Drew McCown with a quick pass out to the right. That ball is caught. And that's broken loose. That looks like could be Devin Boss over there all the way down to the Hudson 45-yard line.
They got a penalty back here. Looks like it's going to come back on a hold.
And unfortunately,
but we like the idea. You continue to get the ball to your athletes in space. Let them start. Let them put them in a position to make plays. If they're going to stack the box on you, you can easily run some of these plays. The outsides, if you've seen, is it end up becoming just long handoffs, basically. Get them in space. Let them use that athleticism to get the ball upfield. Unfortunately, a little too much hands on that play. It's going to bring it back and put them in a 1st and 12 position.
had the nice catch and run by Devin Boss. Unfortunately, that gets nullified by the holding penalty. So taken back from the spot of the foul, and Harding finds himself in a 1st and 12 situation. McCowan looking deep down that right sideline, and again just overthrows his receiver. Looked like he had a half a step on the defensive back over there. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and 12.
They found the one-on-one down the sideline. A lot of hand checking going on. Looked on by both sides there. The referees let it go. Ended up overthrowing him by a step or two. But I like the idea of stretching that defense, keeping them honest, getting those safeties back to be able to open some things up underneath for those shorter throws to allow the players to make some athletic plays and get upfield.
Najee Jones coming down here on the near side of the field. McCowan looks that way. Now he's on a rush. Now he's going to keep it. He's got a little bit of space out there. Gets the ball out to the 35-yard line. Makes it a
3rd and 7, 3rd and 5 maybe.
Making a more manageable situation for the Raiders. Looks like about a 3rd and 4 coming up. So nice little piece of scrambling there by Drew McCowan.
Yeah, the quick slants have been open all night for Drew. He's been putting the money on the button there. Just need a receiver to be able to hold on to this and make their way upfield here in the 3rd and 4. Crucial set of downs here. Got him.
Again to that right side. He's got his man over the middle. That is a 1st down. Harding out to the 48-yard line.
Yeah, that skinny post has been open all night.
That was Raylan Weaver out there on the reception.
But you can tell the corners at Hudson are fear the speed of the wide receivers. They're bailing on the snap. That's giving him an easy release from the line. Those little 3-step drop passes should be open all night for him.
1st and 10, Raiders at their own 48-yard line. 3rd quarter winding down. Screen out to Ryan Powell out of the backfield. And Powell moves ahead, gets about 7 yards. Gets onto the Hudson side of the field, called 2nd down and 3 at the Hudson 45-yard line. I think that play is going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. Clock winding down. And we're going to go to the fourth quarter with the Hudson Explorers leading the Harding Raiders by a score of 21-0.
So, Tom, you got 12 minutes to go here, final quarter. Harding down 3 scores. I think it becomes very apparent that there's no question. Right now, you've got to be in 4-down territory. You got to get a score here. You'd rather have it sooner rather than later. They found something here with these quick passes, being able to get the ball, 3-step drop, get it out of the quarterback's hands, get it into the hands of the receivers to make plays. They found something. They found a little bit of a comfortability with this. We'll see if they can sustain this and get into the end zone for 6.
Second and 3 for the Raiders to open up the fourth quarter. McCowan's going to keep it. He'll get the first down and more. Gets inside the 40-yard line, down to about the 39.
Nice read there by the quarterback. He saw that blitz coming from the left-hand side. Once it got past him, he knew that there was basically like the sea opening up for him. Able to run for a nice gain of 10 there. Going to give the Raiders a fresh set of downs here with 11:45 left in the fourth.
First and 10 at the Hudson 39-yard line. Clock ticking away, 11:30 to go in the fourth quarter. Another pass over the middle and just a little bit low.
Yeah, all night it looks like the corners are going to give that cushion. They're going to give up that pass, trying that, basically almost like a prevent defense where they're going to allow for those 3-4 yard catches in front of them with the thought process that they have the ability to make the tackle in front of them.
McGowan looking for Jacob Lawrence on that last pass attempt. Lawrence trying to come across middle, ball thrown just a little bit low. Second down and 10. Clock is stopped at 11:20. That's Lawrence and Aris Coleman Bay up on the top of your screen. Weaver and Jones down here at the bottom. Weaver goes in motion. Screen out to Powell, and that ball's just a little bit too tall for Ryan Powell out there. Brings up a third down and 10.
Third down and 10. Talked about it before, 4-down territory. You don't need to get it all back right here. You can get a good 5, 6, 7 yards on this play, put yourself into a decent position for 4th and short.
Harding forced to put the ball in the air a little bit more right now. The clock is definitely working against them, being down 3 scores. Coming up on 11 minutes left to go in the contest. And McCowan looking to his right, looking for Najee Jones. Under a lot of pressure, and that ball sails wide right. 4th and 10, Harding.
A difficult position to be in, fourth quarter. Clock's running against you. Obviously, the defense knows at this point that running the ball is not going to be something that you're going to be doing much of right now as you're trying to conserve the clock right now.
Lawrence and Weaver and Coleman Bay all up there on the top in that formation. Najee Jones down here.
Got it.
And McCowan tucks and runs, and McCowan breaks free. McCowan is going to take this ball 39 yards on a 4th and 10 play. Touchdown, Raiders!
Great run by McCowan on that play. He had the first down, could have easily settled for that and slid. He saw the outside open. Big block by number 22, Ryan Powell down there. Made sure he put himself in a position not to get that block in the back call. The quarterback was able to see that cut off of him to the corner end zone. Exactly what the Raiders needed here with 11 minutes left to get on that board, get some momentum going.
Jake Doherty in to attempt the extra point. And that low line drive kick is good, and all of a sudden it's a 21-7 ball game, and the Raiders have some life.
Raiders defense going to be called upon again here late in the game. You know, with a 14-point deficit, they're going to need some stops. We'll see if Hudson stays in that fast-paced offense. Basically what got them here, but they've got to start. You got to think they got to start thinking about the clock. They got to start running some time off of it. But we'll see how that offense can function. They got themselves into a very good groove. This isn't new. This is what they do. This is how they run their offense. So I'm not sure if they've got a second level of, basically gearing down this offense. And if they do, we'll see how well they can perform under it. Right now, it is all up to the Raiders defense. They need a 3 and out. They need to get that offense back out there. They need to put another score on the board.
.10:59 to go in the ball game. Jake Doherty on to kick off for the Raiders after that electrifying 39-yard touchdown run by sophomore backup quarterback Drew McCowan, doing everything he can to help keep Harding in the ball game.
The way the defense has been playing, I wouldn't be surprised. This might be a time where you try to sneak in a, there it was, but they blew the whistle. I was just going to say, this is the perfect time with how the defense has been playing to try to sneak in an onside kick. Unfortunately, the referees spoiled it.
I think Hudson called a timeout right before that kick. They wanted to see what was going on and got the timeout call just in time.
It looks like that Hudson was thinking the same thing, trying to get the hands team out there, and they had a combination of the hands team and the traditional kickoff return team. They wanted to get a timeout to just shore up what they were doing out there, making sure everybody was on the same page. You know, other than the last touchdown on that deep 48-yard pass, you know, the defense has really held their own last night. I think that's why Coach Arnold's comfortable with that onside kick. You give them the ball around, their own 45-yard line or so. This defense has proven all night that they can come up with the stop. It's just giving up that one big play. So I wouldn't expect them to come out and try another onside kick now that that's kind of been spoiled, but maybe some type of pooch kick where you put it in the middle of no man's land out there to see if somebody's going to make a decision for the catch. That ball hits the ground, starts bouncing funny. You never know what might happen. You could come up with the recovery and get the ball back for your offense.
Now you see some of Hudson's regular return guys up here to Pompey and Jenkins.
Yeah. But you see all that space in the middle there, Tom. You can put something high over there, let that ball come down and take a funny bounce, get some of your fly guys down there to make the recovery.
Nick Inamorado in as the deep man, and they will kick it deep, and he will field the ball at the 15, bobbles it a little bit, gets the ball out to about the 27-yard line, and that's where Hudson will take over with 10:53 to play, 1st and 10.
Well, the defense in a familiar position coming out on the field, a lot on their shoulders right now, looking for a quick 3 and out. Get the ball back into the hands of the offense, see if we can put something in, with about 5 minutes left in the game, make this a brand new ball game.
Offense able to sustain a little bit of a drive there, so hopefully some of those fellows on defense were able to catch a little bit of a breather on that last one, come out with a little bit fresher.
Well, if you remember, Hudson's had some problems with the shotgun snap. About 3 or 4 of those snaps have been low. Quarterbacks had to dig them out of the ground. We'll see if that can come back to haunt them.
There's the give to Ludwig. Around the right end, Ludwig finds room, he cuts it back. Ludwig still on his feet, Ludwig all the way out to the 49-yard line, and that is a first down Hudson, and that's really what Hudson needs right now is to move the chains and start to eat the clock up that way.
Yeah, a lot of running around by Ludwig there, just kind of, following the blockers where they lead him to. Was able to start right, come all the way back around to the right end, break it all the way back around here to the near sideline before he was taken down, but not after a gain of 10 yards and a movement of the chains.
And Hudson, they do look like they're starting to take a little more time getting that confidence. And there's a low snap. And Pelé is going to be down back at the 35-yard line off that low snap.
Yeah, we've seen this happen a couple times. As you saw, Nye Coleman was in there to secure the quarterback, but they've had a problem all night off and on with that shotgun snap coming in low. Quarterback's got to act like a shortstop back there on a short hop. He's done well thus far to be able to secure the ball for his team, but it's only a matter of time and the law of averages before Harding's able to jump on one of those or maybe possibly pick one up for a scoop and score.
Second down and 17 off the bad snap. That ball got taken back to the 37-yard line. And this time, Pelé keeps it up the middle, and Pelé gets a lot of yards back. Ball's loose.
Harding says they have it.
Harding singling it.
And
it is Harding football at the Hudson 49-yard line.
Exactly what they needed. Big turnover on a big hit there. Harding's going to take over around midfield with 9:26 left. Going to have to find a way to get the ball in the end zone here soon to give themselves an opportunity to get that defense back out there once again and make a stand.
And Harding hanging on, hanging around in this one.
Yeah, that defense has really came to play, Tom. There was a lot of questions about how we were going to be able to hold up against this fast-paced offense. I think the defense has answered the question thus far with a big hit, big turnover at the right spot of the game here with nine and some change left here in the fourth.
Brian Powell, Chris Provitt going out there. Brian Powell sets up next to Drew McCowan. They hand off to Powell. Powell looking to throw. Powell deep downfield. And that ball almost picked off right in the hands of Jack Jenkins.
Poor read by the running back there. He had number 20, Raylan Weaver, straight down the seam wide open. Unfortunately, he was rolling out to his right. Looked like he locked in on that receiver. He had his a cover 2 safety back deep just waiting for the ball. Raiders lucky to get that one back on a 2nd and 10.
Raiders very fortunate on that play to retain the football. Second down and 10 at the Hudson 48-yard line. 9:18 to play. Devin Boss back in the ball game. He was out a couple series after getting up a little bit slowly on a dive in the end zone a while back. McCowan's going to keep this up the middle once again. McCowan gets up, and the ball is loose, and that ball goes to Hudson, and that is picked up by
They're
number 9.
They're going to call him down. They're calling him down. He's been running with that ball a little bit out this whole game, almost, we talk about it as in the younger leagues, like a loaf of bread. That time he got caught. Luckily, the officials are going to say that knee was down first. That's 2 plays in a row that they've taken some chances here with the ball. Going to have to secure this here with 9 minutes left, down 2 scores.
Ball pops loose, recovered by Hudson. And the young man who recovered that looks like he suffered a cramp on his way down the field there. They're trying to stretch his leg out over there around the 15-yard line. I was almost said number 9. There's not a 9 on the Hudson roster. I think that might have been number 6, Nolan Tanner over there. We'll see once he gets up.
Big difference from last week. I want to say we saw anywhere from 8 to 10 cramp injuries between the 2 teams last week. You can tell that you get those cramps, they hurt, and obviously this week they've both sides done a better job at hydrating and keeping the players on the field.
Oh, that was number 9. We don't know the young man's name. I don't have a number 9 on the roster, so that was number 9. McGowan ruled down on that play before the ball popped loose, so it is 3rd and 7 Raiders at the Hudson 45-yard line. McGowan finds Raylan Weaver. Weaver shakes off one tackle, and Weaver out for the first down and out of bounds at the 34-yard line.
Another nice find. Found Weaver out there by the flats. He was able to shake that tackle, get upfield, and most importantly, get out of bounds and stop the clock.
1st and 10 Harding at the Hudson 34, and the breaks have gone their way so far in this drive. 1st and 10, 8:38 to play, 21-7. Harding needs a quick score, and then they need to get the ball back and do it one more time. Provitt and Weaver splitting out to the left. Jones and Boss are down here on the near side. Ryan Powell is in the backfield. McGowan looking down there right. Nice catch over there on the sideline. Devin Boss stretches out for that. Another first down, Harding.
Devin Boss, as said before, they've got him listed at 5'8", but he plays above 6 foot. You could tell here he went above the rim to make this catch on the sideline. Great concentration to bring that down, and great camera work by our WSCN crew to get that action shot of Devin Boss with an amazing catch on the sideline to move the sticks.
1st and 10 Harding at the Hudson 18-yard line. Clock continues to run. Going on 8:10 left in the ball game. Provitt, Boss up on top, along with Weaver. Jones down here on the bottom side. And this time they give us a Powell up the middle. Powell pulls ahead. Powell still moving it down to the 15-yard line.
You're going to see the Raiders run almost a change of character, where the Raiders are going to need to move into that Hudson fast type offense, where you're going to see the Hudson Explorers probably take that slower approach on their side of the ball. But right now, time is a factor. Harding does have all 3 timeouts, but it is imperative that they get the ball in the end zone here within the next minute and a half to be able to have an opportunity to get that defense on the field and get the offense the ball back with some time to be able to try to tie this game up.
2nd down and 8 at the Hudson 16-yard line. McGowan looks over the middle once again, looking for Devin Boss. Contact out there. There's no flag on the play. That's going to make it 3rd down and 8, but at least the clock stops for now.
Yeah, 3rd and 8, going back to those skinny post routes that have been working all night. Had a receiver there that had to step on a defender, just unfortunately wasn't able to connect with him. Going to bring up this 3rd and 8, but once again, 4-down territory. You want to get some positive yards here to put yourself in a position, if need be, for a 4th and very reasonable.
That's Brian Powell, Devin Boss, Raylan Weaver. They are splitting out up on top to the left. Najee Jones down here on the right. Ryan Powell in the backfield alongside Drew McCown. McCown looks to his left, comes out to the right. McCown still trying to find something out there. Ball's high, out of bounds. That's going to bring up 4th down and 8.
You know, I like what the quarterback did there. Rolled out to his right, thought about running it, didn't see anything there, knew the clock would continue to run, so he basically just a throwaway play, throwing it out of bounds to be able to stop this clock and talk about the 4th and 8 that's ensuing. Looks like we got a Raider down on the field.
On the sideline over here. He was looking for Najee Jones over there, so I'm thinking that's who was on this side. He took a little bit of a hit on that play. He was up in the air defenseless trying to bring that ball down, and the Hudson defender put a lick on him over there. So we're working on Najee Jones on the sideline.
So you got to figure right here, this is the game. You got 7 minutes left, down 2 scores. 4th and 8 coming up. You know, the defense has played stellar all night, but you got to be able to put something on the board here, and you got to do it quick. We'll see what they go with. We've seen all night those quick 3-step drop slants. Skinny post have been open. Drew's been able to put the ball on the money most of the night. The receivers coming up with it in traffic sometimes has been a problem. So we'll see what they elect to go to here. You got a lot of one-on-one to the outside and the near side here with the corners and our wide receivers. But I really look for them to concentrate on what's been working all night and find something over the middle on one of those quick slants or those skinny posts to hit a receiver, and hopefully he can take it the rest of the way up the field.
Powell, Boss, and Weaver once again. The trips up there on the far side. Jacob Lawrence has stepped in down here on this side. McGowan looking. McGowan's going to hold on to this one. McGowan breaks a tackle. McGowan inside the 10. McGowan pulls ahead for a first down. It's first and goal, Harding.
They're moving the chains. I'll tell you, there's plays, that make the highlight films. There's plays that you talk about after the game, but then there's the plays that matter. And what you just saw right there by the junior quarterback stepping in for the injured Dallas Jet was just pure heart, just a pure desire not to want to lose. And I can tell you, if your offensive linemen are tired right now, that type of play right there from your quarterback coming in and putting it on the line, that is what gets you pumped up. That is what gets the blood flowing. That's what gets you into the end zone. So we'll see how the reaction is after just a heartfelt play by Drew McCown there.
First and goal from the 8-yard line. They give us to Brian Powell up the middle. Powell gets it up to about the 6. Second and goal. Clock continues to tick, coming up on 6 minutes to play.
That clock running, it looks like Harding's going to take a timeout here to talk about it. But just to go back to that play by the junior quarterback stepping up, we talk about the heart of a team and a character of a team. I mean, right there, that just defines what we have seen tonight from this Raider squad. Down their leader, their quarterback, their corner, their punt return man. A player that can't be replaced. But you come in as that backup quarterback and you show the heart, you show the character. And they've got him listed as a sophomore in the program. I was pretty sure he was a junior this year, but they've got him listed as a sophomore. So, but regardless, just a really gutsy, gritty play, not going down on contact, being able to just push forward for that extra 2-3 yards to be able to keep this game going and keeping the Raiders' hopes alive for a W.
Once we come out of this timeout, it's going to be second and goal from the 7 for Harding. And Harding trying to stay in this ball game. If they can get a quick score, anything can happen at this point.
Yeah, time is of the essence. 6 minutes left in the game. They still do have 2 timeouts after burning that one there. But there is no question. They've got to get this ball in the end zone, give their defense an opportunity to make a stop to get the offense back on the field.
Provett, Boss, and Weaver, they are the receivers up there on the left. And McGowan's looking that way again. McGowan. That ball is tipped and falls in the end zone incomplete. That's going to make it third and goal from the 7.
Looked like he might have had some couple receivers on the high side there early, unable to find him. Rolls out there to the right, took a look, looked like he was going to try to zip something in there. Honestly, lucky to get that ball back for this 3rd and 7.
Robert Williams checks in for the Raiders as Jacob Lawrence heads to the sideline. That's Brian Powell, wide left by himself. You have Williams, Boss, and Weaver all down here on the near side.
Broken
and
play.
McCown looked like he was looking for Ryan Powell, and somebody had their signals crossed up, and that's going to result in a loss all the way back to the 20-yard line. McGowan looked like he wanted to hand off, and when he turned, there was nobody there.
You come in, you do the best job you can. We talk about next man up. But unfortunately, just not getting all those first-team reps throughout the summer, throughout two-a-days, you're going to see things like that. And when you get into situations and games like this where you're down, where it's hot, where you're tired, the first thing that starts to go is your mind. And it's where you have to honestly just sit there and tangibly think of concentrating and understanding what your job assignment is on every play. Probably couldn't have happened at a worse time for the Raiders to have that miscommunication, but it's going to bring up a 4th and 20 here for the Raiders. Hey, we've seen more difficult situations. I know they're not going to back down from the challenge, so we'll see what they come up with. Not a lot of 4th and 20 plays in the playbook. It's going to take a player to make a play here. My coach has always told me the play doesn't matter. Get the ball into the hands of your playmakers. So I expect him to go back, look for his number one receiver that he's comfortable with, throw up a 50-50 ball, and let his receiver go out there and make a play.
4th and goal from the 20. And it's end zone or bust for the Raiders on this play. 4th and goal at the 20. 5:46 remaining. A 21-7 Hudson lead.
Might like to see a hard count right here. See if you can steal 5 easy yards on a encroachment penalty. We'll see if they go straight up with a quick count or if they try to draw them off sides to make this a little more manageable.
McGowan looking to this, and McGowan is going to be sacked. The ball is loose. The ball is scooped up. Looks like by number 6, Nolan Tanner. Actually, that was number 5, Colin Bauman, who scooped that ball up. Brought it out to about the 40-yard line.
Drew probably held on to that ball just a little too long. Pressure coming from his blind side there. Not sure if he saw it coming in. Trying to wait for those receivers to break open there on that 4th and 20 play. Unfortunately, the line protection broke down. Hudson was able to get in there for a big hit with the scoop and the recovery there out to the 40-yard line. And at this point, I think the Hudson offense is going to start to take their time and just work this clock.
Jagger Palais brings his Charges back out on the field. He's got Ian Ludwig set up right behind him, and I think we're going to see a steady dose of Mr. Ludwig here for a little while. And Ludwig breaks through, and Ian Ludwig well into Raider territory, down to about the 43, 44-yard line for a first down Hudson.
Yeah, difficult for the defense right now. They've really left it all out there on the field, and unfortunately, looks like they're going to come up short. And this is where that offense, that big offensive line from Hudson starts to take over and just imposing its will as they're going to run behind number 6 as they have all night and just try to grind this clock out to zeros.
And you can see Hudson now, they're taking their time getting those play calls in. They're not getting up to the ball and snapping it a couple seconds in. They're running that clock down. We're under 5 minutes to play. Palais taking his time with the count. He's waiting to get a call from the refs, probably there, the 10 seconds on the play clock. And again to Ian Ludwig around that corner. Ludwig is going to bull ahead for another first down, and there's a flag coming in.
Back judge saw that. Looks like it's going to be a holding penalty to bring everything back there.
And that's the initial signal. Looks like a holding call.
Give the referee, might have to give him a tryout. That's a good 30-yard bomb he threw with the flag.
And it looks like it's called. It's going to go against the Raiders.
Oh, possibly face mask. See what they got.
Well, whatever call it was, I think Hudson has declined it. They'll take the first down at the 25-yard line. Clock is started once again. And Hudson's going to await let that play clock run down. They'll get a signal from the referee before they snap the ball with 10 seconds left on it, so they're going to run it all down now.
So, you know, we take into consideration all the mitigating factors of the game, not having your starting quarterback, the heart of your team out there. And I know there's no such thing as moral victories, but there's a lot that the defense is going to be able to take away from the performance that they gave out here tonight.
The handoff once again to Ian Ludwig, and Ludwig bulls it ahead for about 5 yards, up to about the 20. Second down and 5 for Hudson. 3:45, clock continues to run. Let's call it second down and 6 coming up.
So, you know, just like, you know, all the games, we can break them down. You know, this game, honestly, it came down to 3 plays. You know, you had a blocked kick, you know, that was returned. You had one deep play, and you had a muffed punt, you know, that resulted in the scores for Hudson. And unfortunately, Harding had several turnovers that they were able to get off of the Hudson offense, just unable to be able to take advantage of them and put points on the board.
Ludwig, the ball carry one more time, gets it down to the Harding 13-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 once more for Hudson at the 13. .240 to play in the game. And Hudson now taking its time, watching the clock tick down. And they took a little too much time. There'll be a delay of game. I don't think they're too concerned about that penalty. They're just going to run it off anyway. That's going to back Hudson up 5 yards, make it 1st and 15 at the 18-yard line. Gives them a little more room to run the clock down.
You know, give a lot of credit too to the Hudson side, to their defense. You know, their offense put them in some precarious positions with turnovers, and at the end of the day, that Hudson defense was able to withstand the attack from the Harding offense, withstanding multiple turnovers from the Hudson offense.
Pillay scoops up another low snap, gets the ball up to about the 15-yard line. And there's some more late activity. There's a late flag coming in, and this has been a well-played ball game to this point. We really don't want to see that devolve into that.
Yeah, you get late in the game, you know, the tempers start to fly. You know, you start to understand, you know, that the game's basically over. And, yeah, it gets a little chippy out there. Things start to get said down in the scrums there. And, unfortunately, you know, you decide to react to it, and it just puts your team in a worse position. You know, it's part of the game. You don't want to see it get too out of hand, but, you know, it's understandable. These guys they've been fighting hard all night. You know, it's hot down there. Shoot, I'm up here sweating, and all I'm doing is talking. And so you put that kind of effort out there, and when you don't get the fruits of your labor, it becomes very frustrating. But, you know, you want to keep your composure. You know, you don't represent the name on the back of the jersey. You represent the name on the front of it. And you always have to remember that when you're out on this field. This isn't about you as an individual. This is about the program. This is about the school. This is about the city. This is about your team. That's who you represent out there. And so you want to go out with class. You want to congratulate them. And, you know, you look to get better the next week.
Penalty takes the ball down to the 7-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and 4 at the Harding 7. Pillay waiting on the signal from the referee. There's the 10-second signal on the play clock. Now he's counting down. There's a snap at Ludwig once more. Ludwig gets up to about the 5-yard line where he's pushed back. That's going to bring up a 3rd down play for the Hudson Explorers, and they're almost at a point where they can just about take a knee.
You know, give some credit to the defense. Like to see the fact that they didn't give up. Would have been real easy just to let him just waltz into the end zone, get off the field, and start looking forward to next week. But I do, you know, like I said, there's a lot of plays out here that won't make highlight films. But, You know, I know Coach Arnold and his staff right now are watching intensely how his team is reacting to what's going on the field right now, and to see that they have not given up, that they are still out there, they're still grinding, they're still fighting, they're still trying to protect that end zone is obviously a positive sign and something to build off going forward.
Hudson's going to use a timeout with 35 seconds, and that's going to be enough to run the clock down once they come back out in the field. Yeah, you can give it up to the Hudson coaching staff over there, too. They could have come down and really pushed hard to score. They're just coming down to run the clock out, not trying to run anything up. They know they got the win in the bag. Classy move on the part of the Hudson Explorers.
Well, you know, we've talked about, you know, you think about your traditional powerhouses, you know, throughout Division II, and Hudson obviously putting themselves on the map. We knew coming into this game this was going to be a tough fight for the Raiders, and not knowing if Dallas Jet was going to be able to play or not, and once it became apparent that he was going to be sidelined for this game, it made it even more difficult. But, you know, once again, I give a lot of credit to that Harding defense for keeping them in this game, but hats off to the Hudson Explorers. They came here into Harding, into Molotov Stadium, decent trip from Hudson up here, and they put on a great performance. I mean, you got to put their defense in there right with ours. Like we talked about, the offensive, the Harding's defense was able to create a few turnovers out there, but that Hudson defense was able to stand up and keep Harding out of the end zone for most of the night.
And that's going to result in a first down, so that will definitely take care of business right there. Ludwig gets the ball down to about the 1 yard line, where it'll be first and goal. 24 seconds left in the game. All that's left is for Hudson to take a knee.
Yeah, they're bringing him to the sideline.
And they're going to run the clock in, so we won't even need that other snap. Clock ticking down. Great defensive performance from the Raiders tonight, as you said, Ed. Really, just 3 plays, a couple special teams plays, one deep pass. Harding had their opportunities in this ball game, just couldn't capitalize on them.
Well, you know, we talked in the beginning of the year, obviously a young team, losing a lot of firepower from next year. Like I said, I won't call it a rebuilding year. That would be something for Coach Arnold to talk about. I know every game they expect to come out here and win, but you do have some young players, and with young players, it's going to take some experience, you know, to be able to stop some of those mental mistakes that resulted in some of these scores that you had here. But they're going to build off of this. You know, obviously it's a loss, and we don't really like to talk about moral victories, but there is something to be built off of this loss, specifically on the defensive side, and what they were able to do to hold the actual offense of the Hudson Explorers in check all night. Get a couple mistakes here or there on the special teams. Obviously, that's going to have to be cleaned up. But overall, you like what you see moving forward. You always want to get that W, but I can't deny that there are some positives that you can take away from this game, especially for a young team building going forward.
Hudson moves to 3-0 on the season. Harding is going to fall to 1-2, and things don't get any easier for Harding. I believe they have to make a trip down the road to Massillon next week. So it's going to be another tough task for Harding to try to get back on the winning side of things before they come back home here to Molotov.
Yeah, big game next week. You know, coming off of this loss, hopefully that's going to inspire them on both sides of the ball, you know, to really dig down and give a good representation next week. You know, things have changed in high school football with the playoff format. You know, so it used to be, you know, you really had to grind. And I mean, I'm not going to say you won't have to this year, but obviously you can get away with a couple losses early on in the season and still be able to put yourself in a position for the playoffs to try to move forward. Obviously, there's things that the Harding team needs to work on, but with that said, a lot of positives can come out of this game. Just got to put them all in and put them all together, get rid of some of the mental errors, and be able to put the W on the board.
Once again, your final score from Molotov tonight, the Hudson Explorers 21, your Harding Raiders 7. And that's going to about wrap it up for Eddie Colbert, myself, and this fantastic WSCN crew that we have here that bring you all the pictures, the sights and sounds of high school football. Hope you guys all have a great weekend. Hudson fans, we're glad you tuned in. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast, and hopefully everybody gets to enjoy a nice long weekend. Take care, Raider Nation. We'll see you real soon.
Good night, everybody.
Which way he go?